Welcome to Finding 40, from maternity to mugshots and everything in between. Thank you so much for coming this morning. Thank you for agreeing to be on here and share your story. I think it's so important and powerful whenever you can share your story. It is part of taking your power back and having a voice. And I know anytime the legal or court systems are involved, at least for me, I was literally told by my attorney, you need to look like an angel. You need to not say anything disrespectful. You need to speak your mind, or you can't speak your mind. And so I felt like I couldn't say anything during the whole process. So I hope that this is therapeutic for you and you feel powerful that you're getting to share your story.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to take that little bit of power back that I can.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good first step, and hopefully it leads to you feeling strong. And I want to commend you for making it out of the situation. That already shows that takes so much strength, and people don't realize how much strength it takes unless you're in that type of relationship. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you being brave enough and strong enough to share your story.
Thank you. I'm so excited to share it.
So where do you want to start? You want to start at the beginning? How did you guys meet?
So he has a brother and I had a best friend. They were dating. So we all lived together, fun. He was in jail at the time. So everybody was like, when Goat comes home, that's who you're going to be with. And I was just like, no, I had just had my son. I had already got out of a previous abusive relationship. So I was just like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Goat comes home, messages me on Facebook, and we hang out. Click it instantly. I don't think that we ever spent a day apart.
So it was immediate connection. You guys were together all the time.
Yes. But we were both young. I'm probably 21, and he's probably 23, fresh out of prison.
Yeah.
I'm just had a kid's about a year. And so I was partying. He was ready to party.
And how long had he been in prison?
Probably about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So it was a while.
Yeah, he had been. Okay.
So, yeah. So it was kind of complicated. He also had his other child's mother. They lived together. But it was more of she just lives there.
Yeah.
So we were partying, having fun. He was never abusive at this point in the relationship.
Right.
So it was great. I was head over heels, but I know now that I'm out of it, all that was manipulation.
Yeah.
I bought everything. I paid for everything. There were toxic moments, but they were from both of us.
Right.
And we were still so young.
Right.
This was my first relationship.
Yeah.
But he stepped up for my son. And so for me, that was okay.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yes.
And that's so many stories that I hear and my personal story. I feel like when you are a single mom and we almost have a target because they know, the wrong man knows that that's the way to get to us. That's the way to win us over is if they step up for this child. Then to us, I feel like me personally, I overlooked other things because I was like, oh, but they're stepping up for my kid, So I can relate to that.
And so at one point, I find out about baby mama. We're arguing. She then gets pregnant. Mm. And he was actively trying to get me pregnant at this point. I kind of got my pettiness on and I messaged her on Facebook and was like, hey, you're thinking that this guy is amazing, but he's telling me he loves me, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
So he steps away. He steps away for about 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I always compared everyone to him.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, I didn't get to deserve his love. That's how I felt. I just felt like I didn't deserve his love at that moment. So New Year's Eve, about 2 years ago, messages me again. I haven't heard from him in 8 years. And it was my heart dropped. And my best friend was standing next to me, and I showed her who messaged. And she goes, oh, my God, here we go again.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, no, it's not going to be like this.
Yeah.
I was dating someone at the time. I was just like, it's not going to be like this. But I do want to have a conversation with him because everything was left unanswered.
Yeah.
Also, like, he was like my first love.
Yeah.
In a sort of way. I have dated other people.
Right.
But it was just like this big love.
That
when
connection.
We were yes.
And, yeah.
It was literally like my best friend.
Right.
And so we talked that night. I never heard from him again. I didn't know he went to jail.
Oh.
So someone reaches out and is like, hey, Goat wants to talk to you. So we start talking while he's in jail. And it's just, we still haven't seen each other after 8 years. So we're just talking and talking, and we're talking every day. FaceTime video. They have tablets in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can video call, doing everything. He's talking to my son. Like, it was just like, okay, we're this going to be this perfect couple.
It picked up right where it left off.
And he's talking about, like, I've changed. Like, I'm going to church. Like, I'm ready to come home. I'm going to give you this wedding. I'm going to give you this kid. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like, I deserve his love this time. Like, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
But things start getting rocky because at this point, he doesn't have a time to come home.
Oh, okay.
We don't know when he's coming home. And it's just, I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I haven't seen you in 8-9 years.
Right.
So how can I sit here and be so in love with you? But I don't even remember, like, I remember everything, but I need to see you.
Yeah.
I need to be able to touch you, stuff like that. So he calls on my birthday, and I guess he had run up some money in there. He asked for $20. And I was like, you call, but you don't even tell me happy birthday.
Mm.
So I was like, I'm not giving you this money. He was like, I'm coming home. He comes home probably 3 weeks later, texts me on Facebook. I'm home. I said, what's the address?
To your address.
No, I said, what's his address?
Address, yeah.
So because
you're wanting to see where he
is. And I like,
to.
let's see, this is 8 years. Let's see where you were at.
Yeah.
Let's see if everything is what you have said it is.
Right.
I get there, and it's just like, oh, my God, my best friend's here. And it was just like, I had been through so much while he was gone.
Right.
I had lost a child. I had gone through all that. And it was like, I just need someone. Like, me and my mom, it was a constant argument because I had been through a lot. I had put her through a lot. So it was just like he came in this perfect moment.
Yeah.
I had never met his kids. So his kids are teens, and one is close to my son's age. So I'm now, like, meeting kids at the first time. And it was a lot.
Yeah. So you feel like it's going to be different because now you're meeting his kids. And,
yes.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm like, okay, we're going to have
this. You guys are older, more mature.
Yes. Like, we're going to be in love. We're going to have this happy relationship. This was June 9th. He comes home. I move in June 13th. I've already taken the kids to Six Flags on my own. Like, so he was on house arrest. So he couldn't do everything. So I was pretty much stepping up for these kids because their mom wasn't around.
Right.
So it was a lot at first. We weren't even together a month before the first time he hit me. It was July 4th. I think at this point I had lost an uncle. And so my mom was like trying to get me to like come see her. But I wasn't really allowed around my mom because my mom didn't support our relationship. And she would never because she knew who he was.
Right.
She knew what type of person he was.
Right.
She wanted better for me. She didn't agree with me moving in. And she was like, you're doing all this so fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but he's changed, Mom. I really don't remember what the argument was about. But I remember him throwing all my clothes everywhere. And he hit me. And I was just like, I know he didn't do this. Like, I have heard about, he's obviously been arrested for domestic violence in the past. But for some reason, I thought I was different. Right. And I thought that we had, like, this big love connection. So he hit me. And I didn't hit back the first time. But when he started throwing my things, and it was just like, I'm not allowing this. I'm not going to.
Right.
So I, like, kind of, like, push him. He hits me again. So I start punching. And I vaguely remember hearing my son screaming My stepdaughter has both boys and herself in their room, and she's trying to calm him down. And I just remember him screaming. And our bedroom was in the back, and theirs was like towards the front of the house. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of separate. But I just remember hearing that. And then I walked into the bathroom over there by the bedroom. And I just remember sitting on the ground, and his mom, unfortunately, she only speaks Spanish. So she was talking to me in Spanish, and he was kind of translating. I remember I didn't want to look at my face. I didn't want to put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. Really. Like, he had really hit me. So I didn't look at my face. But I after that, I went and laid down. And I was just like, my head hurt. Like, I didn't know how to leave.
Yeah, because there's that, like, disbelief when it, like, oh, my gosh, yes. Did that really just happen? Mm-hmm. And you're, like, processing what just happened to me.
Yeah, and I don't even think I ever really processed the first time. Yeah. Because it was just so fast. But I remember I went and laid down. And his thing, unfortunately, was using sex as his makeup toy. Yeah. And so I remember crying. Like, I didn't want to have sex with him, but he needed that in his mind to, like, almost heal me.
Right, to make sure everything was okay.
So I wasn't okay with that, but I didn't know how to voice anything that I wasn't okay with. I mean, he's not a big man. We are the same height. But it was very hard because it was like, now I'm already being a mother to these 2 kids that don't have a mother. Right. My son doesn't have a dad. And I'm just thinking, like, okay, maybe this is just going to be the first time. Like, he's never going to do it again. And he would apologize, and that's what he told me. Right. And I wanted to believe him because I was like, how do you get 2 domestic violence charges, come home, and then do the exact same thing? Like, maybe you did change, and that's what I was hoping for. Right. But he didn't. And I had to go to work the next day, and I tried very hard, and I closed my eye, and I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I can't see. I had a huge black eye, and all of my chin had bruises, but I still had to go about like everything was okay. So that was the first time, and he stopped for a while. We continued to have an okay rest of the summer. He ended up violating parole in August, and he got arrested maybe like a week or 2 later. Oh, wow. So he sat in there until October, and he came home. That's when the devil really came home.
So while he goes back, are you still taking care of
I'm
the
still
kids?
taking care of the kids.
You're working,
taking care of the kids, living in a house with someone I don't understand.
Oh, his mom was living there?
Yes. So me and his mom lived together. We all lived together. So I'm living there. I don't understand what she's saying. I'm taking care of 3 kids. One is a preteen. Mine is 10, ADHD, and the baby, he was the baby at the time, had autism. Oh, wow. And, and this was the height of his autism. He would punch himself, and he would make himself bleed. It was a lot. And he was doing this for attention from his father. Yeah. He missed his daughter's birthday again. So every birthday or anytime it was a holiday, I always just felt like I had to go above and beyond for them because they didn't have anybody. It was a lot. I was trying to work and DoorDash to make sure I can make ends meet. Yeah. Also trying to get him a lawyer because unfortunately not unfortunately, but he didn't violate, actually. They said that he wasn't home, but he was at home the whole time. Mm. So it was a faulty monitor. So I felt like I had to get him home. Yeah. Because, I don't want to take care of all this on my own. Right. And B, I need, you didn't do it. Yeah. I would understand if you did, but you didn't. Right. So we're paying for a lawyer. I'm DoorDashing. He wants to talk 24/7. So I'm trying to put money on the phone. I'm trying to do all these things. And it just got to be a lot. Yeah. So he finally comes home right around Halloween. Comes back on a monitor again. So I'm just like, okay, I still got to do all these things for the kids because you can't do anything except from 8 to 5. Right. So I'm still doing things with them constantly. And it was a lot. But this is when it heightened his drug and alcohol abuse. Mm. He got a day pass, I guess, so he could go out at night to do these classes. And that's when everything really got bad.
So were they classes like for training or like
So
AA
they're
or?
like anger and management classes
okay.
he was supposed to be taking.
Okay.
Because obviously he has horrible anger issues.
Right.
I also didn't mention, but at this point he's also like trying to start selling drugs again so he can make money.
Right.
So I'm like kind of enabling his habit, trying to take care of 3 kids and keep his mom happy. And it's just like, this is a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
And at the point I'm losing family members at the same time because they're so sick. I'm not speaking to my mom.
Right.
And that's my support system. Like, I live with her my whole life. Like, that's my support system. Right. So it was a lot. And he just started being crazy. And what really heightened the abuse back up again was he texted me and asked me if he could have a side bitch.
What?
Yeah.
Who asked that?
Because he was like, he's always been known to like use girls for money. So that's what he told me. And I kind of like was like, yeah. Because at this point, I was just trying to give him what makes him happy.
Right.
But I was like, you have to tell me every detail. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And you use protection and you do all these things. If it comes to that. I don't want it to come to that.
Right.
But if it does, this is what we're going to go forward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he had someone already in mind at this point.
And he probably spun it to you like, well, at least I'm being honest. A lot of guys just do this behind your back and don't even tell you. At least I'm being upfront with you and honest about it.
Yeah, that's how he spent it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, while he was in jail, I found out, like, he was texting girls constantly. He was trying to be with his baby mama again, even though she's a drug addict. So it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I kind of expected it, but I was just like, okay, well, at least I won't know. At least he'll be honest to tell me.
Right.
Our whole relationship, no matter what I've let him do, I've always been the type of person like, you come tell me before another girl tells me.
Right.
I would much rather be able to not look dumb in front of a girl because I already know what you've done.
Yeah.
And so that was always our thing. But he never did it. But I was that on it. I was that type of person to be like, just do what you want to do, but you have to tell me.
Right.
So he meets this girl. They get in their relationship. I don't know. I'm still door dashing to keep up with his habits, my habits, like everything. And one day he says he got pizza, but he didn't have the money. So I was just like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And the next day I see a receipt and I see her name. So I asked the boys, because his daughter would always go with me when I DoorDash. Like, that was my buddy.
Yeah.
So I asked the boys. And my son said she was in our bed. So at this point, this is like Christmas. Around Christmas, January of this year. So, yeah. And I was just like, this dude is crazy. To bring someone else around his kids, let alone mine.
But your child too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this man is really insane. And we didn't ever really argue. He would never tell me the truth. So he would always be like, no, I just DoorDash pizza and Amber was the DoorDasher. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. But I knew deep down.
Yeah.
And New Year's Eve, he decided to get drunk. And I'm out DoorDashing. Bring me alcohol. I said, buddy, it's midnight. I can't. Well, I'll have her DoorDash it. And that's when her name started getting brought up.
And then you remembered it from before.
Yes. And I remember that receipt.
Yeah.
And I started putting 2 and 2 together. But also at this point, we're all on the same phone plan. So I can see everybody he's texting.
Right.
I can see everybody he calls. And at this point, I'm not doing it yet. I'm not looking. But I know I can. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to because I was like, I want him to be the one to tell me. And his alcohol abuse had gotten so bad. He always controlled my car. That was his thing. The whole time we were together until now, I've started driving. I've not drove that long.
Okay.
So he always controlled it. He would take me to work. Once he got off his monitor, he would take me to work and pick me up. I wasn't allowed to have it. I wasn't allowed to go places. So he always had the car. So at this point, he's starting to come to me at lunch, and he's drunk. And I'm like, why are you drunk in the middle of the day? And things are just not adding up. But he's not telling me anything. And he so brings me flowers. And I'm just like, why are you bringing me flowers? Well, I'm just bringing them to you because I love you. And he's drunk. I'm just like, okay. It's not like him. Like, he's not a lovey-dovey type person. Yeah. Like, we don't even hug or kiss in public.
Right.
He's not like that. So it was just weird. And at that point, I was just like, you're up to something, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And I don't remember how I found out. Like, I went through his phone or something, but I started finding out, like, that he's seeing her every day. He's going to her job. They're having sex, like, all these things. And it was just weird because I was just like, I gave you this thing to tell me the truth, but why are you going behind my back?
Right.
And she's supposed to be just a used thing, and you're supposed to get money and bring it to us, but you're not even doing that.
Yeah.
And we ended up, like, I guess we went out, and this is the first time I realized this man does not fight men. He only fights women.
Oh, wow.
We go to a bar, and I guess he stepped on somebody, and the guy sleeps him.
Oh, dang.
He's on the ground. And he lost his phone that night. And he starts using the kid's phone to text this girl. So at this point, I can see everything. And this is around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
This is when it heightens the abuse because I leave for the day. And we get back. And we're sitting in the car arguing. And I call her because I have Bluetooth on my car, so you can call. Oh. His phone is hooked up, and I see the number, and I call her.
Oh, no.
And I just start going off because I'm like, how did you not know all the signs? If a man can only see you after 6 p.m.,
right,
certain days, you don't think that's weird?
Right.
You don't think that he's not in a relationship?
With somebody, yeah.
And also, as a mother, because she had a kid too, how are you okay being around random kids?
Right.
And I wasn't really mad at her, but I did think that she knew about me because I think we post pictures on Facebook.
Right.
He was tagging me, like, Thanksgiving, he showed all of us, me making his plate. So if you were on his social media, you had to see.
Right. And
also, I'm always in the car.
Yeah.
So if he's only texting you when he can. I start swinging because I'm mad.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, how do you do this to someone that's putting out thousands and thousands of dollars towards you?
And taking care of the kids.
The kids always have new clothes. The kids always have anything that they need.
Right.
And I'm doing it on my own from no help from you.
Right.
I'm paying rent at your mom's house, paying all the bills. Every kid has an iPhone at this point. Got them all iPhones because if I'm going to do for one, I'm not going to do for all.
Yeah.
So it was just so I swing and he bangs my head against the dashboard. And I'm just like, this guy is crazy. But I'm still not leaving because I still think at some point, like, okay, he's just mad because I swung first. So it's my fault.
Right.
And he didn't do anything this time. But he's starting to learn, like, don't leave bruises. Because she's going to tell. Because he would give me the option, like, yeah, go ahead and tell your mom. Or, yeah, go ahead and tell your friends. And I would tell one of my friends I knew would never say anything and wouldn't get in the middle. But I was also hoping secretly she would tell my mom. But she didn't.
Yeah.
So I then get her number. And I go crazy on her. Post pictures of her because I was just mad. And he kind of made me think that it was like, oh, it's all her fault.
Her fault, yeah.
And I also, like, I don't know. this is like my first real relationship,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking that this is love. And I'm like so madly in love with this person that I'm willing to do anything for him.
I think that's a normal feeling too, because you're in love with him, you're not in love with her. So you want the anger to go somewhere, so you direct it to her instead of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that happens.
And yeah, it had got to be a lot. I'm arguing at work. He's coming up there drunk. It was really a lot. And then this heightens our going out experience. I hadn't been going out since 8 years ago when I met him.
Mm-hmm.
He gets off parole and we start going out all the time. And it's like a lot. Where every weekend we're both drunk. And I start watching him when we're at bars. And he's like, oh my God, this girl's butt's big. Oh my God, this girl's gorgeous. Oh my God, this girl's this. And they're all girls that I'm not like them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well, why are you not with these people?
Right.
And he'll always do it in the bar. And he'll be like, I bet I could get them. I bet I could get them. And I was like, yeah, go ahead and flirt with her. And I watch him. And I'm drunk. Stupid drunk.
Yeah.
And he puts his hand close to her coochie. And I don't know if that just set me off.
Yeah.
Because I was like, maybe, okay, most of the time, he's not that great good looking. And I was just like, maybe these girls they pass on him.
Right.
And so this time I was like, okay, now she really wants him. I drag him out of this bar by his hair. And we are fighting outside. I'm swinging, he's swinging. We're hitting hair. I'm breaking nails. Like, it was horrible. And I think I just realized, like, we're both toxic in this relationship together.
Yeah.
But you're not. It's, you bring it out in me.
Right.
Because I'm not normally like this. I don't like going out. I didn't like going drinking. But I also I didn't want him going by himself.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. And now I look back and I'm like, this is some crazy stuff that we went through and we did together. And after that, I think that's when I overdose. I take some pills. And he's cheating he's still cheating.
Yeah.
And I took some pills because I was just like, okay, maybe if I take these pills, he'll pick me. Show up for me.
Right. Right.
No, he doesn't. And mind you, the kids are in the house and they're watching this. And they're trying to stop me, especially his daughter. Because she's like, this is not like you. Like, he's dimming your light.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why not? Why does he not pick me?
Right.
And I'm texting him, telling him, like, I'm taking these pills. He's not saying anything. And I'm mad at this point. And it felt like hours. Like, it really felt like hours that all this is going by, but it's really not.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know if I called my mom or his daughter called my mom, but my mom finds out. My mom calls him. She's like, you need to call the ambulance or something and have her checked out. He's like, no, they're going to blame me.
Wow.
And my mom's like, I don't care. I'm calling.
Yeah.
So she calls. But I can't sit there and say that I did this because I'm like, I'm the only parent in the house. There's kids in the house.
Yeah.
And then are they going to blame him?
Right.
Because they would make me believe that if he got taken away from his kids, that it was my fault. And so it was so deep rooted in me that I cannot take him away from these kids.
Yeah.
Like, very deep rooted in me. And so I just told police, like, no, I'm fine. I don't know how I'm able to even stand up at this point. And him being the selfish piece of crap that he is makes me go to a bar after I've taken a whole bottle of pills.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sitting in the bar, like, half asleep. I look glazed over. I remember going to the bathroom and falling asleep on the toilet and him coming in there and yelling at me. And he would always be like, this is your fault. If you die, it's your fault. You chose this. You're being selfish.
Wow.
And I don't think that he realized not even just the emotion, the physical abuse, but the emotional abuse. I was told I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm dumb every day. Yeah. And it became a lot. Like I'm really an outgoing person, and with him I was just like very quiet. I didn't speak, didn't say anything. And I think it became a lot. I don't remember if it was like a month or 2 months after that we find out I'm pregnant.
Oh wow.
And we had been trying, but we find out I'm pregnant, and that's abuse starts again.
Oh no.
And it's worse this time.
Because now he feels like you're trapped, like you're pregnant by him.
Mm-hmm. And it was worse. And he's always emotionally abused the kids, especially mine. But mine at this point, he didn't want to listen. He didn't want to be a stepbrother. He didn't want to listen. We had moved him to like a room in the back by us, and he was just by himself. He just didn't want to listen anymore. And Goat was staying out every night until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So my kid would sleep with me because it was just, okay, grandma's up there with those three. So if something happens, she can hear them. I couldn't hear him in the next room. So at least if something happened, you're right here next to me. Because we didn't live in the best neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he would wake him up at 4 or 5 when he comes home and tell him to go in his room. So my son just doesn't want to go to school a lot because he's tired.
Yeah.
He's still, he's not punching me or anything. He's slapping me at this point. And I had a really, really rocky pregnancy. Yeah. So I had a subchronic bleed. So I was bleeding a lot. And so I would tell him, like, hey, I think I need to go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hear from him for hours.
Is that like internal bleeding or?
It's actually bleeding.
Oh, okay.
So it's like having a little hole, I think, like in like your uterus or something, like in the sac.
Yeah.
And it could cause a bleed. Most of the time it just heals itself and it's fine, but you're still scared.
Yeah.
Especially I had went through this with my child that I had lost, and I had him full term and I had lost him. Wow. So I'm nervous.
Yeah. Because stress and then physical abuse is going to add to that.
So I'm showing him pictures of me bleeding. Because he's like, you're not fucking bleeding. You're not doing this. You're just making all this up. You're being dramatic. You just want me to come home. And in all honesty, I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just help me.
Right.
He wouldn't. And the night before I left for the first time, I told him I didn't want him to take the car. I was tired. I needed to go back to the hospital to get checked out again. He didn't want me to go. I was just over it at this point. He slaps me. His mom comes in. You know, she always likes to blame me. I'm not doing my job as a woman. I'm not doing this. Oh, wow. And that was a lot of our arguments was like, you need to cook, clean, wash dishes, wash the clothes. And I'm all for that. But as a man, if you're sitting at home all day, you can help.
Yeah. You can't be the breadwinner and take care of the house
while you're just sitting there all day. It was a lot. I think my son woke up and heard him hit me. And I guess he was. I'm pretty sure he was mad because he couldn't abuse me more because I was pregnant. So yeah. So the next morning, I wake up and I'm trying to like wake my son up, and he doesn't want to wake up. But I don't see his kids getting ready for school. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to send mine if they're not going.
Right.
But I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see.
Yeah.
So I walk back from the bathroom and I look and I'm like, oh my God, the kids are getting ready. Hayden, we gotta hurry.
I'll take the name out.
Okay. We gotta hurry. And he's pissed. My kid is pissed. Like, I don't want to go to school. Like, doing all that. Like, what a normal kid would do. They have to be at school at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
early.
they're over it.
Yeah.
So he's dragging his feet. I don't think that he's talking crap to me or being mean to me, but Goat thinks he is. So Goat disciplines him.
Oh, man.
And I honestly, I know a lot of people are probably like, as a mother, you should have stepped in. You should have stepped in. But because of the pregnancy, I was so scared to lose this baby.
Right.
And I was like, I emotionally cannot take another loss.
Yeah.
I can't take it. But me and his mom get him to stop. I don't notice any marks on my son at all. But he goes to school because I was like, at least if he goes to school, he's not here.
He'll get away from him. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe noon. CPS is involved. Huh? I'm not even understanding what's going on. But he's blaming everything on my son. Everything. Like, it's your son's fault. He told on me, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, you did it, though.
Right.
Like, take accountability.
Right.
I don't remember if the CPS worker came to see us that day or how everything worked. There was, I had to take him to the hospital, though. I remember that for sure because they wanted him to make sure. And that's, like, when I kind of start telling what's going on.
Yeah.
So Fort Worth PD comes in and I have a conversation and I start telling everything I know. But I also know from previous instances, Fort Worth PD doesn't care.
Yeah.
They got homicides to worry about. They're not worried about domestic violence.
Right.
So nothing happens. So,
which is another reason that I'm doing this, because I feel like unless there are broken bones and police reports, and even then, they still might not care about domestic violence.
Oh, no, they don't.
Yeah.
Fort Worth PD, if you're listening, you do not care. Like, you're not protecting women. You're not protecting the kids. You're not protecting anybody. And it's not like he doesn't have priors.
Right.
So it's not
for
like
the same thing.
Same thing. So I think the next day we stay home because I'm tired. He's tired. We were at the hospital till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We sleep all day. And then I think he has to start daycare because Goat cannot pick him up from school anymore. And I'm at work at that point. So I think the next day he goes to daycare. And he was supposed to see his parole officer. I was like, no, I'm taking the car. But I don't remember that he has to visit the parole officer. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just trying to get out. Because CPS is telling me if you are in this house and y'all are in this house together, you're getting him taken away.
Yeah.
So he's lying and saying he's not at the house. But he is. And I'm trying actively to find a way out. Right. But also not tell CPS that much.
Yeah.
Because this is my first instance with them.
Right.
So I don't know really what they're about yet. So yeah, he hits me again. And there's clothes like all over our floor, dirty clothes, because I'm refusing to wash. I'm not going to keep washing clothes for someone while you're sitting at home all day, right, cheating, doing nothing. You're not bringing any money. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So that's the first time his mom is like pretty much blaming everything on me. And I'm upset because I'm like, as a woman, how do you sit there and allow him to hit me and watch him hit me?
And blame you.
And blame me. Yeah. And say it's my fault for talking back to him. I am not a child. And at that point, once he hits me again, I realize I got to get out. Or I'm going to lose this baby and I'm going to lose my son.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to work that day. So we spent the whole day together. He was fine. So I told him, I was like, you can't go to the daycare with me to pick up him. They're going to take him from me. So I drop him off at a gas station. I text my mom and like one of my church friends that are now actively knowing what's going on. And I say, do I leave? Because before that, my mom wouldn't let me come home. Mm-hmm. She said, you can't come here. So I was trying to stay in shelters. I even tried to stay at a Walmart. And that's what would keep me going back. Right. Because I had nowhere to go.
Where else do you go?
And I really didn't want to take my son to a shelter. Yeah. And I'm not saying shelters are bad, but I had never been in one. And so I was so scared of what was going to happen.
Right.
So I leave, go pick him up to daycare. And I drive all the way across town to meet the CPS worker, letting him know I left. And he's blowing me up. blowing me up. We left with nothing. The outfit that we had on and the car. He has all my clothes. My son that's passed away, ashes, everything. I'm not answering, and I'm not going back. He calls me and shows me a video. Not a video, but he's FaceTiming me of throwing my son's ashes.
Oh.
And he was like, but I knew at this point, like, I'm starting to get smart enough that this is a manipulation tactic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to go back. Right. I tell him, I don't care. Throw everything away. And I'm telling my mom because I'm upset. I say, throw everything away. And he did, but then put everything back in bags. And I think that was a Friday. So Saturday, I'm brave enough and I go get my clothes. And he puts it all in my car. And he's like, we're done, aren't we? And I was like, yeah, pretty much. We'll have to figure out how to co-parent, but I'm not coming back in this house. And my son was smart enough to video record him telling me to take my glasses off so he could hit me again. He didn't hit me, but my son was smart enough to record it so that we could always have that.
Yeah.
So that was that of that day. And this is like the month of April of 2024. So we're still like dealing with each other the rest of April because I'm trying to figure out how to get away. Like, yes, I've got away, but I'm also like, okay, well, what do I do about the baby?
Right.
All this. But we're not together in his mind. In my mind, we're still together because he's still taking me to work. He's still picking me up. Like, we're still doing all these things. I'm even looking for an apartment for us. Even though I did leave, I'm still so tied. Right. Like thinking, okay, this kid is going to save him.
Yeah.
So April 26th was our first doctor's appointment. That's also my son's death date.
Oh, man.
So I was kind of excited, like, we're going to find out the gender. You know, like, I'm going to see him on the day that's supposed to be sad.
Right.
So I take the day off work. We go to the doctor for the first time. He's being super sweet, offering me Starbucks, everything. He cries when he sees our kid. And I was like, okay, maybe he's going to change.
This got through to him.
Yeah. Like, he's seeing our baby and he knows how hard this is going to be for me. So the next day I'm door dashing and my car is kind of messed up and I rolled the window down and you can't roll it back up. So I start calling him like, hey, can you help me? Hey, can you help me? Mind you, I've been seeing this name in his phone. One girl. But he just tells me she's a bite, which that's his custom. And I'm just like, I don't think so. But, you know, I didn't want to think anything else. And so I'm calling and he's like, what are you doing? Why are you calling me so much? You're trying to check up on me? And I'm like, bro, the window doesn't work. And he was like, your stupid ass rolled it down. Why did you do that? And he's like screaming and yelling at me. So my pettiness comes out again. And I'm like, I'm going to call this girl. He was like, that's fine. She already lives here at my mom's house. And I'm like, what the fuck? We just went to a doctor's appointment yesterday. You're so in love with me. And now someone lives in this house.
Because how long had it been since you left?
So I left April 9th, but we're still dealing with each other.
Yeah. This is still April.
Yeah. And half of my clothes are still at this house.
So he immediately had somebody moved in.
So April 26th, and I find out April 27th. So my pettiness really comes out, and I drive by. Because I'm like, let me see.
Yeah.
Because he just makes it seem like this female is so bad and so gorgeous. And she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I drive by. I take a picture of her license plate and all this. Because I'm like, if he comes after me, now that he knows that I know, I need to know everything.
Right.
And I drive by and they're outside. And he sees me bawling. And I'm just like, how can you watch the mother of your child that you've been planning this kid for 8 years, right? Like from the beginning we planned a child. Right. How can you watch her cry over something that you're doing and you have her around these kids? And I really thought of those kids as my kids.
Yeah.
When people ask me how many kids, I would say I have 3.
Yeah.
So that was like a level of disrespect to me. So I call her and I'm like, you do know that he has a newborn baby on the way. I'm pregnant. My clothes are still in this house. All this. And she's like, he doesn't love you, da 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 da. And I'm like, that's cool. But as a manipulation tactic, that's why my clothes are still in that house, because he knows that if he ever needs to get a hold of me again, he has something of mine in that house that can get me to come right back.
Right.
And at this point, I don't remember if I know that my son's ashes are missing, but I can't find them. So we go like that. I find out this is April. Mother's Day, I don't get a Mother's Day. My birthday, I don't get a text. Me and this girl are still going back and forth because I'm mad.
Yeah.
But he's still trying to deal with me on the side.
Right.
And I'm just over it. So it goes, I guess at one point I know now that she had told him to pick me or her. And he picked her.
But what they do is they put you guys against each other.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's a
what happened.
competition for like to win him, like he's the prize.
Yeah. Great prize.
Yeah.
So I think CPS is out of our life now. Anybody in Texas will know that FBSS is the next step. So it's family-based social services. Okay. So they help you with like counseling and stuff like that. So they wanted both of us to take counseling. So I start. Once I leave this house, they can never get a hold of Goat again. His mom says he's not home. He doesn't live there. Da 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 da. Mind you, my son's school is still over here by him. So I live 30 minutes away. I'm driving my son to school because I'm trying to keep some normalcy.
Yeah.
So I can pass by his house to get on the highway. I would be on the phone with these FBS workers being like, he's selling weed outside. How are you telling me he's not home?
Right.
You're not going to push me and make me feel like the abuser and he doesn't get anything.
Right.
But I also start being a little bit more petty too. Like I'll see him and I'll send his friend like, hey, here's $30. Tell him to get a haircut because he looks crazy. But we're still haven't talked.
Yeah.
And then I get to an appointment and they can't find the baby's heartbeat. Eventually we did, but at that moment, that's who I wanted.
Yeah.
I reach out to his brother. I reach out to his friend. He doesn't call. So I'm like, okay, I'm really in this on my own. I did it with my older son on my own, but I didn't want to this time around. I thought that I was going to get my happy ending.
It was going to be different.
Yes. I really thought he was going to change when I got pregnant.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He eventually reaches out, I think in July. So we haven't talked. May, June, end of July.
And you're getting messages to him that they couldn't find the baby's heartbeat.
Yeah.
And
he still doesn't respond. But his best friend saw me drive past the street. So he calls me. And he was like, hey, like, I heard about the baby. But he calls me blocked because he doesn't want me to know his number. He calls me blocked. And is like, all this. At this point, I've got my own apartment because my mom gave me an apartment to leave him. Paying my bills. Thank you, Mommy.
Yeah.
And she's still paying my bills right now because I haven't been able to work with the baby.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mom because that's really the GOAT. But
without that support system,
I wouldn't have had anything.
Right.
Gives me an apartment. I love it. She's helping me pay my bills. Everything. But kind of like a fuck you because he would always tell me I would never get better. I would never have my own things.
Without him.
Yeah. So we meet up and we kind of have a conversation. And I started explaining like how hard and how he hurt me. And I'm crying, but he's not understanding. And unfortunately with bad drug dealers, they need money to get back up.
Yeah. He
asked for some. And he would always put it in my head. You don't want to see your baby daddy doing bad. You're doing good. You don't want your baby daddy doing bad. And I felt bad. So I was like, hey, I don't have my card here. Like, I got to go to my house. I should have never took him to my house, but I did. And it was kind of like haha, look at you. Like, you're still living at your mommy's house and I got my own place.
Right.
So I give him the money. And at this point, he moves back in. He also had to have surgery, I think, like 2 days later for a hernia. And his mom finds out that we're talking. And she's like, if you're talking to her, I'm not taking care of you during your surgery.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I'll take care of you, but I'm going to have a C-section for our kid. So if I do this, I need you to take care of me.
Right.
So I take care of him. He's wheeling back in, and I love you, I love you, I love you, high on anesthesia. As I'm doing all the paperwork to help him because he's incapable of doing anything. The ex's name is on everything. So it's just like a reminder.
Yeah.
Reminder. So I take him. He has his surgery. I go get his medicine. And I guess he's on the phone with his mom, but I'm trying to explain to him, like, hey, like, they're not going to give you both prescriptions. But because he's on the phone with his mom, he gets mad because she hears my voice. Hits my arm. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, even on anesthesia, even after everything, I'm still the bad person in your head. And he just kind of like starts with like, you look frumpy. Like, I'm wearing sweatpants to the thing. I'm 4 months pregnant, 4 or 5. Yeah. And it's just like, you're frumpy, you're this, you're that. And it's just like, oh my God, like, can you just leave me alone? Yeah. That was the first day. The second day is so, I'm hurting. I hate how guys think that their pain is so worse than a woman's pain. So he's like crying and I'm like, do you need me to come home from work? Like, I live like 2 minutes away. Yeah. So I go check on him and he's just so hurt. And at this point we kind of talk about like not rekindling, but talking about co-parenting. But he wants us to like build the friendship back up. So he's at this point, he's saying, I don't want a relationship. I'm going to smash all these other girls and come home and still try and smash you. And at this point, I was just like, I've missed him so much because I don't know how to be without him. Even when I moved in on my own, I was still upset. Like, I still missed him. Yeah. Even though that sounds so sick. But it's part of the manipulation and it's part of all the brainwashing that they do to you. And
that trauma bond. Like,
yes.
If you don't know what a trauma bond is, go look it up because it's a real thing. And I had one of my guests tell me, I think I was telling you, she became addicted to meth and was able to get clean and get off meth. And she said that was easier than breaking a trauma bond. Because it literally rewires your brain where it's almost an addiction to them.
Yeah, it is. It's a very sick addiction. So, yeah. And now he's smashing all these other girls. But I tell him he has to use protection because I've gotten BV in the past. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that while I'm pregnant. Yeah. And that means you're smashing or you're not cleaning yourself properly.
Right.
But my son is not happy. Not happy at all. Yeah. So there that goes. We're July. August. I buy him an ARP. 5.56. And that's his prized possession. What is that? It's a big gun.
Okay. I was like, I think it's a gun.
Yeah, it's a pretty big gun. Okay. I spent like $700 on this gun. Brand new.
Dang.
He's obsessed with it. But he's still, selling his drugs or whatever. So we pull up to this apartment. He's flashing his gun. And Goat has a weird way of asking people, like, to get customers. He'll be like, hey, do you smoke? Random people. Yeah. And I've always told him it's going to get us in trouble. I'm in the car. So he's doing all that. And we get the cops called out on us. The cops come. And I'm like, dang. This is the beginning of August. So They search the car. They find the ARP. It's in my name, but they're okay with it. They don't handcuff him, but they handcuff me. And now I'm pissed.
Because it was in your name?
Yeah. But I also think that he wasn't like, I don't know if maybe because I'm pregnant or what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I really have never understood to this day. So they handcuffed me and they try to sit me like next to the person he was asking if they wanted to buy weed. And he's like, no. You sit her right next to me. Now, he has a very hot temper. So he's like already flipping out. And I'm like, this man has 2-3 felonies. If I don't sit here and take this charge like a big girl, I'm not going to have him at the birth. I'm not going to be able to have I wanted, with my older son, he wasn't there. Yeah. When I lost my son, I did that on my own. So I wanted one birth to have, that person
your
there.
Partner there. Yeah.
Yes. So I take the charge.
Dang.
I go to jail. My first time. Pregnant. In North Richland Hills or Euless or Hearst, they take you to their jail first, and then they take you to Tarrant County. So I'm in Tarrant County, and I'm like, okay, if I tell them I'm having contractions, maybe I can go. No. They take me to JPS, and I sit there all day. So the next day, they finally do my, I guess I'm going to probably butcher it, but it's like your arraignment. So they do that. They give me a PR bond. This is a personal bond. I don't have to pay anything, nothing. Just abide by their rules.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, I don't know if he knows, but I can't remember his phone number to call him either. So I'm sitting in this cell just like really, really thinking.
Yeah.
The person next to me, because I'm in like solitary because I'm pregnant.
Right.
The person next to me is flooding their cell with poop and screaming and yelling. And I'm like, no, I'm so scared. I'm not scared, but more of like, I'm pregnant. I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
So they move me upstairs. I sleep the whole day. I won't eat. I won't do anything.
Right.
Because I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And once they tell me, you're getting this PR bond, when am I going home?
Right.
So I get out. I call him and I'm like, hey, I'm out. Oh, hey, I'm with this girl and I have a custo. I'll be there as soon as I can get there. 30 minutes later, he comes to get me.
And was it like early or?
No, it was like 5.
Okay.
But at this point, I text my job.
Because the thing about Tarrant County is they release everybody, the men and the women, everybody at the same time.
Yeah, so they're releasing people. And also at this point, Garza County, which is in Lubbock, has closed down. So they have like a holding cell in Lubbock too, where they transfer people. So there's all these men coming in there. So every time I'm downstairs or doing something, these men are like, hey, sexy. And I'm like turning around like, hey, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, because when I got out of Tarrant County, they release everybody at the same time. And one of the girls was telling me, make sure you have a ride because a lot of women get raped.
Yeah.
Getting out at that time.
Yeah.
So it's not somewhere you want to hang out.
No,
and wait for a ride.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And he tells me, go to Taco Bell. So if you've been in Tarrant County, Taco Bell's right across the street. Yeah. And I'm also like, bro, I'm kind of scared. Like, I've never done any of this. Like, I've never been arrested. I've never even had a ticket.
Right.
And people are probably like, this girl's so stupid to take that charge. But I wanted him at that birth. And I knew that if he, also in my mindset, you could get 10 years for giving a felon a gun.
Yeah.
So do I risk both of us going to jail or let the person that is not going to be in jail that long go to jail?
Right.
And when I got arrested, I looked at him and I was like, you got my kid? And he was like, yeah. So I get out. He decides we should go out. It's free baby mama night. So all of his friends are waiting for us. And like in his hood, there's a gas station that you can go to and like everybody parks and, they drink and whatever. So everybody's drinking. He's drunk, but he's being super lovey-dovey. He's never done this to me in public. But people are asking if we're together and he's like, no. So I'm like, that hurts because I just took this charge for you.
Charge for you and we're not together.
So we're having fun. I'm not drinking, obviously. I'm not having fun. I really want to go home. but, you know.
Yeah.
So we finally go home, and I don't know how we start talking about it, but I find out one of the girls he's sleeping with is someone that I've known for years.
Oh, no.
And I know her son's father. He was like my first boyfriend when I was 13. So she's holding a grudge. A grudge. So when I tell him, I'm like, this is not a good look. They're doing this to get back at me. And stuff like that. That's when he hits me again, but it's not as bad. So yeah, we're dealing with all that. He's still going out partying. He's not coming home till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And we're starting like kind of debating on like what we're gonna do. Are we gonna be together? This is August. September, he gets a charge. Possession. I found him a job. He was doing everything right. And he got a possession charge. He blames it on me because they were pins and I put him in the car. But also, when you're pregnant, you forget everything.
Yeah.
And he dug in that glove department 5 seconds before. Yeah. So he gets arrested. So I got to figure out, I don't have a job. Because once I got arrested, I lost my job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a job. But also, like, is that fair to a company for me to get hired in August and then I'm going to go on maternity leave in November?
Right.
That's hard.
Right.
So he gets arrested and I have to come up with this money to bail him out, pretty much. I bail him out and he comes home and he's doing pretty good. This is like September, end of September. He's not messing around with anybody at this point anymore because I told him like he's tired of it. He says he's realizing like I'm trying. I've never like cooked or I do clean, but I don't cook because his mom cooked. So I start cooking. I start like trying to, like take care of him. Cause at this point he is the breadwinner. Right. Like you're bringing in everything. Yeah. We're not really arguing. I mean, we are arguing, but not as bad. We find out October 14th, I'm going to have baby boy. So we're excited. Now, have I tried to kick him out multiple times already? Yes. He brings his son over one day. Son stays the night. He doesn't come home until 8 o'clock in the morning. He stays at the strip club. So I'm just like, I'm over it.
Right before you have your new baby?
Yes.
Okay.
My bad. So yeah, right before I have the new baby. So the day before I have baby boy, I try to kick him out because I'm done. Yeah. I'm just over the drama. I'm over everything. My mom at this point knows. She doesn't know that he's been living with me this long, but she knows. Yeah. I haven't allowed my mom in my house since July. Yeah. She knows. She also is, she's starting to become okay with it. Like if he's going to be in that room, he's going to be in that room. But I didn't want him in the room. Because I felt like that's a very vulnerable state and he wasn't making me feel comfortable. Right. I don't know if he hit first. It's the day before I have my C-section. And I grab his hair and I just start swinging. And we're in his mom's driveway. And he starts punching my back. And he strangles me. And he bites my bottom lip. Very, 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 very hard.
And you're like 9 months pregnant at this point.
Literally about to give birth. Yeah. Like we're going the next day.
Scheduled C-section.
Scheduled C-section. He takes all his stuff out in the house. And he's like, I'm going to be in that child's room or I'm going to throw a fit. And I'm like, okay. Because I'm trying to like figure it out. Yeah. And I have called the police before in the past, like I've said. They have never helped. So I don't feel comfortable calling the police. Right. So he stays. I don't know why his son stayed the night, but his son ended up staying the night with us, right? But in that room, I only wanted him. When I came out, I wanted my mom and my son. Right. Because losing my son before, I wanted that to be a special moment. And my mom needed to know that I was going to be okay. Yeah. She needed to know that the baby was okay. Right. So his son stays the night, wake up. He had to go do something. So he goes and do it. I'm like showering. I'm like getting everything ready. And we're about to go take his son home. We call his mom. She won't answer. But she's also like playing games too. Like, this is not your kid. Da 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 da.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, really? Like, the man took my car.
Yeah.
And you were home. I just brought men in the house.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
When would I have had time to go do that?
Yeah, I didn't have time.
Yeah.
But she's just being like that. And so she says, you've never been there for any of the other 2 kids' child's birth. So you have to figure it out. So we take his son. And we're walking into the hospital, and my mom sees him. And I'm not taking care of him.
Yeah.
First step. My mom's older. My son has ADHD, and it gives her anxiety.
Yeah.
And when him and my son are together, it's very a lot. So my mom just says, no, she's not taking care of him. We get in the room. They start like getting me ready. And I don't know what changed in my mom's mind, but they came to give the gowns, and she goes, go ahead, Daddy, you got to get ready. And I look, and I'm like, my mom is stepping up. We always thought that it would be his mom instead of my mom. So the fact that my mom is like being okay with all this, I'm like, woo, like I'm going to have my perfect family, even though the day before he just beat me. So yeah, we get ready. They go do me an anesthesia. It's not working. The epidural is not working. They're like, can you feel it? And I'm like, yeah, I can feel it. So they lay me down. They bring him in, and he's being super lovey-dovey, like kissing on me, like really just trying to, like calm me down.
Right.
He could tell I'm nervous. They go to cut me, and I'm like, hey, I can feel it. And this is the first time as a person I see him like really defend me and step up. He's like, hey, she can feel this.
Yeah.
And to me, that was just like, oh.
He's going to protect me.
He's protecting me.
Yeah.
I've needed this. Other than that, I don't remember the rest of the day. I'm knocked out. I do remember waking back up, and I asked where him and my son were. Baby boy was in the NICU because they swallowed some amniotic fluid, so I didn't get to see him right away. He took his son home. Other than that, he was doing great. They do know about the domestic violence at the hospital, so I have a safe word. So that was nice. And wow, he lasted a day. Next day, goes to change baby boy's diaper, and he pees and poops on him. And, like a normal mom, we're going to be like, we're not going to ask for help. We're not asking for help.
Right.
Oh, my God, I can't do this. Oh, my God, hurry, get up. And he's like screaming at me.
To get up after you just had a C-section?
Yes.
You can't just jump up after you've had a C-section?
I can't.
Yeah.
I already have pushed myself. I had my son at 5. They asked me at midnight to stand up, and I'm already walking.
Yeah.
Because I'm pushing myself, because I know if they leave me in this hospital, he's going to throw a fit.
Right.
So I'm just trying to, like, get out. So he throws a diaper at me and screams at me. And I'm just like looking at him, and he's just like, you're just so dumb. You're just so dumb. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I think the day before the day we bring him home, we're arguing again. Cause I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I'm out of it. Also, at this point now, I want to protect my baby boy.
Right.
So we're arguing. He's like, you better tell them to hurry up and take you home, or you're not going to be able to go. I don't know if they heard him, but I'm able to go home. So we go home. We didn't have like any diapers or anything, because honestly, it was like a Friday that I found out that I was going to have him the next day. Mm-hmm. So, on Monday. So it was all like, we didn't know what size he was going to be or anything, because I had complications, and they were just making him seem like he was going to be this huge baby when he was tiny.
Yeah.
So I have to walk around Walmart now to get all these stuff. He's yelling at me in Walmart because I'm not really remembering what to get, because it's a 10-year gap.
You're kind of out of it too after a C-section.
Yeah. And I'm not breastfeeding. I breastfed with the other. Yeah. I'm bottle feeding. So I'm not really like understanding everything. New. Yeah. So he's just being him. He takes me home. I think he leaves me at home by myself. I'm already by myself. And I'm just like kind of over it. So he's back to selling his stuff. He's being the breadwinner. He's coming home and not coming home. Well, I mean, he is coming home. I give you that. He's coming home at midnight. Like, he doesn't stay out past midnight. But he's not helping with the baby at all. Not at all. And I needed the help. I'm not able to take a shower.
Right.
Nothing. And I'm really doing it all on my own. Then we had his doctor's appointment, his first doctor's appointment. He wants me to get up. He wants me to start going to the mall. So I'm walking around the mall after having a C-section 4 days prior.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. Then we get to October 24th. He had been acting weird again. But I was needing help more than anything.
Right.
He hadn't been drinking. He's really not smoking weed. He's even though he's not helping, he's stepping up in the ways that I needed him to.
Yeah.
He bought a 4-wheeler. Okay. Stupid. But he buys a $500 4-wheeler. So he's always wanting to go to his mom's house to drive the 4-wheeler. But we're not on speaking terms with his mom. So he's going over there to drive the 4-wheeler. So I took the car and I went to my mom's house, visited, and so I come and pick him up. One of his friends comes and brings him, when I tell you, 1 can of a margarita. He drinks that and he's drunk, like belligerent. And at that point, I want to go home.
Yeah.
He won't let me drive. I haven't pumped, so I'm engorged.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I want to go home. He starts driving reckless. My son is in the front seat. Me and baby boy are in the back. And I also have like a resting bitch face, but he assumes that I'm mad.
Yeah.
So it starts him off. Screaming, yelling. He was like, I'm going to take you home, but I'm going to go back on the block. And he thinks that I'm mad, but really I don't care.
Yeah. You just want to go home.
Just want to go home. I don't feel safe. I need to go home. I'm texting my best friend at the same time, like, hey, this is what's going on. Best friend survived a domestic violence relationship too. So that's been like my go-to. So I'm telling her what's going on. We get out. He grabs my hand. We get home to the apartment. We had to park on the other side. We couldn't park in front of my apartment. And he's screaming and yelling. He tells me to get out the car. I get out. He grabs my bun and bangs my head against our Jeep. That point, I'm just like, all right, I got to get out. Because if he doesn't kill me, he's going to kill a kid.
Right. Because he's doing this in front of your
front
son
of the kid.
And the baby boy.
Yes.
That's like, what, 4 or 5 days old at this point?
Yes. He's 2 weeks. He's 2 weeks. So he grabs my bun again and starts punching me. So, yeah. He's like, hurry up, grab the baby. So I'm trying to grab the baby. And I get to the door. He has the keys. We only have 1 key. Somehow we misplaced the second pair of key. Or it's in the house or something. And he's like screaming at me to unlock the door. And I'm like, I can't unlock it. I can't unlock it. What do you want me to do? And I'm crying. And he's always hated when I cried. Hates when I cry. So yeah. He says, pack my shit and pack my baby. And that's when something clicks in my head. So I call my best friend and I tell her what happened. I call my mom and I tell my mom what happens. Shout out to best friend because you are amazing. 5 minutes later, she's at my door. Get out. You're leaving. We're calling the cops. You can't keep doing this or he's going to kill you. I'm getting emotional because I know that he would have killed me eventually. He's pulled guns out on me, like all this.
Right.
But yeah, so I call the cops at her house. I tell him I'm calling the cops because normally, the cops don't do anything.
Right.
So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, if I tell him I'm calling the cops, he'll come home and we'll fix things. And I'm just trying to temporarily fix it until I can get him to leave on better terms.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I don't want to leave. It's not that I don't want to leave like this, but it, I don't know. Like, I didn't know. I really was mad because I was like, you've been doing so well. Even though you're not helping, you're providing.
Right.
You're able to buy the food. You're able to help me pay rent. You're able to do these things and start helping my mom in the way that you needed to.
Yeah.
So one margarita was worth that?
Right.
Your whole family.
Right.
That you've asked for 10 years. And he's just like, fuck you. So I start telling the police everything from July 4th until now. And this police officer is ready. He's going to file everything he needs to.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not really believing it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, all right, I'm going to fill out this domestic violence paper and I'm going to move on out on my way. Right. And I don't want to be at my friend's house.
Yeah.
Because she has kids. Also, he's still 2 weeks old.
Right.
I want to be in the comfort and be able to pump and do all the things that I need to do in my house.
Right.
So I said, take me home. So she takes me home, and the police are at my house too. And at this point, they've called Fort Worth PD. And they got Fort Worth PD looking for my Jeep.
Oh, wow.
So I text him and I said, hey, come home. Let's fix things. But I know that if I text him and tell him that, he's getting arrested.
Yeah.
At this point, they're arresting him no matter what.
Right.
But I don't know that Fort Worth PD is sitting outside his mom's house.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I don't know this. So my friend goes and she tells him, like, hey, like, he's on his way. He's going to come. His daughter FaceTimes me. And she's like, they're arresting my dad. Like, they're here. They're saying he has a warrant. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to play it off because I don't like bringing kids into this.
Right.
So I was like, maybe it's because he hasn't paid his bond.
Yeah.
Or he missed seeing him. That's what I try to play it off as. And she then, he's like not telling him his name. He won't tell him his name. He won't tell him anything. She names him.
Oh, dang.
And that's when they arrest him. I'm on FaceTime and I see him get thrown to the ground. And I bust out crying. Because I'm like, finally.
Yeah.
This is done. But I'm also thinking, like, he's going to come home.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, this is temporary.
Right.
But my Jeep is still at his mom's house. I don't have the keys. I don't have anything. I don't even have my house key. I cannot even lock my own door.
Oh, yeah.
So North Richland Hills goes because they have to go because they're like the people pressing the charges. Mm-hmm. And the cop was super amazing up until this point. He calls. He's like, we got the keys. You need to hurry. You have 15 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I got a 2-week-old, another baby, and my best friend's got to drive me. Yeah. Then she realizes she needs gas. So it's not going to be a 15-minute drive. So he just keeps on. At this point, they've already put Goat in jail. The calls are coming.
Yeah. So, he's already calling you.
He's already calling me, crying. Baby, I'm so sorry. Da, 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 da. He liked to hide his drugs in my purse. A purse that I didn't use.
Yeah. I
realized that purse is in that car. So I'm like, I'm either going to get hit with the charge or he's going to get hit. Yeah. His best friend calls me and like, tell them to release the keys to me so I can get the drugs out of the car.
Right.
And I'm just like, no. Because this is money for him. Y'all are just going to get him home.
Right.
He needs to sit in there. And we're arguing on these calls. And they've already issued an EPO. Like, he's not even supposed to be calling me. But he doesn't care.
Emergency protective order.
Yeah, an emergency protective order. He doesn't care.
Right.
The emergency protection order is over me, the baby, and the oldest.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's crazy. Doesn't care. So, yeah. I get there. His mom, everyone's outside. And I'm like, damn, I'm not going to that car.
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself in that state.
Right.
So my friend gets in the car. I tell North Richland Hills and Fort Worth PD there are drugs in my car. They do not care. Footwork tells me to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
But I'm not really thinking because it's 3:00 in the morning at this point.
Right.
This fight started at 9. So I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
So we go to a gas station and switch cars. My car is super tinted. You cannot see it. She can't see out of it. I can't see her car. So we switch cars. He's still calling actively. Probably 100 times. If not more. And he's making me start feeling bad.
Yeah.
But I'm still have the drugs. So the victim advocate, for the people that haven't been in a domestic violence situation, you get a victim advocate. They call and try to check up on you. I'm kind of letting her know, like, in so many words, I had these drugs. But I wasn't thinking that they would come and take them. Like, I was just telling her, like, I was worried, like, someone still had my house key.
Yeah.
So he gave his house key to someone in his family and wouldn't give it back to me. They gave me the car keys, but that was it. So I just felt unsafe. Like, someone can come into my house at any time.
Right.
And that's just how I felt. So literally 10 minutes later, boom, 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 boom. 20 sergeants are at my door. Where's the purse? I'm like, what? They've already hit him with continuous family violence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they get the purse. They ask to see my car. They check my car. There's nothing in there. I had mentioned him pulling out a gun on me in the past. They're asking where that gun is. That gun is, we don't have it. We already pawned it. So that's where we're at. But I'm also, like, still in a haze. He's still calling.
Right.
Actively. And I'm not knowing, like, did I just fuck up his life?
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to feel bad. But I'm not knowing if I should feel bad or what I should feel. Because for the people that haven't been in domestic violence, once you separate from that person, your head is kind of like in a haze. Yeah. You don't know what's really real or what's not real because they've been brainwashing you and manipulating you for so long. Right. So that's where we go. Boom, 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 boom. 5 minutes later, CPS. Now I'm pissed because I'm like, I'm protecting my kids by calling.
Right.
They were telling me I was in neglectful supervision, stuff like that. And it really hurt me because it was like, if that was true, why did I call? I could have stayed. I didn't have to call. Yeah. I could have just let this keep going under the rug. But that's not how they felt. Right. This is all in the day after. The next few days are just a daze. I don't want to leave the bed. Don't want to get up. And secretly, we had this thing where when he would come home, he'd be like, Lucy, I'm home. I kept thinking I was going to hear that. I was also scared that, someone was going to come at my house. Yeah. So day 1, he gets continuous family violence. Day 2, they hit him with ag assault with a deadly weapon. I don't know what all they're going to hit him with. I'm just thinking the continuous family violence. Right. Day 3, manufacturing and delivering. Day 4, they take his bond away from the possession charge that he got arrested from in September. Because I'm not knowing what really they're going to charge him with. Because in the beginning, they charged him with endangerment to a child twice. Then they dropped that. So I'm not really understanding what's hitting, what's not. Right. That's where we're at. And he got all those 4 charges. The sergeants are still contacting me. At this point, me and him are on okay terms. I'm talking to him again. Yeah. Because at some point, him and his family have made me feel like it's my fault. His daughter is texting me saying, you got my dad in jail. And I'm like, damn, did I?
Right. Which when you've been in that situation, you're questioning yourself and you're saying, is it my fault? You're not looking at it of he made the decision to sell drugs, or he made the decision to put his hands on me. He made these decisions, and that was him doing it. But especially if you have family members that are co-signing for him.
And that's how our relationship has been the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time. His daughter knew about girls coming in and out of the house, stuff like that. So we're on okay terms. They're starting to ask me now for his stuff because he lives at my house. Right. All his stuff is at my house. Right. I don't want to give it to them. I just don't want anyone. If you don't know where I already live, then you don't need to know.
Right, yeah. And
he's still thinking that he's just going to get these charges dropped and he's just going to come right back home. Yeah. So there's that. The baby boy ends up doing this weird thing where he's having acid reflux, but we don't know that it's acid reflux. He's vomiting everywhere. He's not eating. And when he cries, he's stopping breathing.
That's scary. I had a friend that her baby did that. It's a scary, scary thing.
Super scary.
Yeah.
So we take him to the hospital. So we're there for our first 3-day stint. That's really when we started becoming closer again because I need him.
Yeah.
This is your kid too. It's not just my kid.
Right.
His son has been through multiple surgeries, and I wanted him to know.
Right.
But we're also still dealing with CPS at this point. CPS has already put in an affidavit to the judge to take the kids away from me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pissed. My mom can't take them. I don't want baby boy going to his mom.
Right.
I don't know where baby boy would go.
Right.
Thankfully to the judge doesn't sign it. So then there's that. Mateo, baby boy's in and out of the hospital for the first 3 days. We come home. A week later, we're back at the hospital because he's still not breathing. And it's getting worse. Like, it's a minute at a time.
Oh, wow.
You can blow in his face. He's not, catching his breath. And it's scary.
Yeah.
It's just me and my older son. So it's super scary. And I know that eventually he does have to go to daycare. I have to get back to work.
Right.
So I'm super scared. So we're there again. This time they're running head tests. They're doing swallow studies, x-rays, everything. So we're still talking. And I had already got him a lawyer because I felt bad. Right. And I'm like, some of these charges are a minimum of 25
years.
Yes. Because I've been arrested, and the EPO, I can't go visit him. So he can't see his son.
Oh.
Or anything. Right. So now I feel worse.
Yeah.
Because he's using our son as leverage.
Right.
I wasn't there for my other two, but I want to be here for him.
Right.
So I start really feeling bad.
Yeah.
And we're still talking. I know we shouldn't. I know that. But I still feel bad.
Yeah.
We continue this for a while. His birthday comes. And every holiday he is made about him. Every holiday.
Of course.
That's just a typical narcissist.
Yeah.
So
I was about to say that.
His birthday, he makes it about him. I don't tell him happy birthday. I start an argument. Because when he's in jail, that's when my power is.
Right.
When I have power.
Right.
I can determine what we do, what we don't do.
Yeah.
So I start an argument. This is December 7th. I start an argument. And it's just, I'm realizing, I don't want this.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, coax me back by telling me things in the past that have happened to him when he was a child, and that probably could lead to the way he was. And that for the people that are listening and they think, oh, you're crazy for staying and you're crazy for pressing charges and then getting right back. And it was no, he was telling me these things. So then I'm feeling bad.
Right.
He needs help.
Yeah. They can paint the picture where you see the broken little boy inside
yes.
them. And then you feel like, if I love them enough, I can help piece back together this broken little boy that's inside them. And they know how to use that to manipulate, because you're a loving mom, you're a caring person. So that is one way to get to you, and they use that.
Yes. And it's sad because I'm really sitting here believing this.
Right.
But then he'll be like, no, it did happen. No, it didn't happen. And he's starting to mess with my head again. So everything is getting wonky again. And my best friend is still like, girl, why are you talking to him?
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid. But she's also like, I know that if he comes home right now, you're running right back.
Yeah.
So she's trying to empower me.
Right.
My mom is pretty much like, don't talk to him.
Yeah.
My son misses him, my older son.
Yeah.
And I mean, my baby doesn't understand.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. It's been a wonky situation. And I'm starting to finally realize, like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
I know for my sake, I've always thought that this was a normal love.
Yeah.
It's not. And I've always thought, maybe if I love him harder, maybe if I do more, maybe if I show him more, he'll change. And he's not. He's not going to change. No. He tells me every day, like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it's gotten to the point where now I've been like, I can't keep doing this. Yeah. I am trying to, for legal purposes, keep a okay conversation, because since the drugs were found at my house, he's trying to press that if I'm not friends with him, or he doesn't think in his head we're together, he's gonna put that on me.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm just like, keep everything
on his good side.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
And it's sad because I think that the legal system failed us. I think that CPS failed us the first time when you had the chance to make him do counseling and make him do services. Y'all didn't. Parole failed him because he had multiple classes he was supposed to do. He never went. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They weren't taking his drug test seriously.
Because he was failing the drug test.
Failing him.
Oh, wow.
Failing him. And we in the midst of failing him, we're calling the cops at the same time.
Yeah.
They're not caring. They don't care. And I also think that it's so sad that CPS just comes to your door after a domestic violence situation, because there's so many people. I'm literally on Facebook every other day, and there's groups.
Right.
And there's people telling people, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to call the cops, because they do take the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 they take kids.
So you're in a situation of, I want help to not endure this abuse, but if I ask for help, then I risk getting my children taken away. But if I stay and get abused, then I could get my children taken away. So it's like, either way, what is the good solution to get help and get out of that situation?
Yeah, it's a catch-22 all the way around.
Yeah.
And CPS can do whatever they want. Literally, you're at their begging call. When they tried to take my kids, they wanted someone to come live with me and sit in my house 24/7 to watch me with my kids.
Oh, wow.
Because they were mad that I went back after the situation with my son. And I said, well, if it was a serious situation, which I'm not, please don't think I'm not saying it's a serious situation, because it was serious.
Yeah.
If it was a serious situation and you thought it was that bad, why did you not make him do services? Because you can court appoint services.
Right.
You could have filed charges. Y'all chose not to file charges. The police department told me they couldn't do anything. Yeah. So if in my mind it was like, okay, if y'all aren't taking it serious and y'all aren't doing everything, I didn't think
maybe
that
maybe it's not as bad as what I thought.
Because you do in these situations, you start thinking, okay, a black eye is just a black eye.
Yeah.
A slap is just a slap. You're chasing a high from them.
Right.
I was literally chasing the next, like, for the people in Texas, the Judge Roy scream. Literally a loop and a loop and loop. Like, that's what I'm chasing. Right. I'm waiting for him to tell me he loves me again. Yeah. I'm waiting for him to just hug me. Yeah. I'm chasing that. And like I said, the 2 weeks after we had baby boy, he was perfect. Like, when we went to the mall, he was loving on me. He's already bought me 2 engagement rings. Like, you just think that, like, maybe this baby is our saving hope. Right. And he would always tell me, like, this baby is either going to save our relationship or kill our relationship. Yeah. So I thought it was saving. And that night, it was like a demon, like the way I explain it. And it was also like, my son is not going to go through that.
Yeah.
Our 3 kids have gone through that. We're not doing that to him.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed that nothing happened to him while I was pregnant with him, with all the abuse.
Right.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
My son deserves better. All of our kids deserve better.
Right.
Unfortunately, the teen, she's not understanding. You know, they're so brainwashed by this person that they think that it's my fault.
Right.
And it's not. What he does is not okay.
Yeah.
And even when he talks to me now, you're the person that put me here. No, you did.
Right. Your decisions, your choices.
Yes.
Because that's manipulation to make you
Yes.
feel guilty.
Yes.
Where he turns himself into the victim
Mm-hmm.
to make you feel bad.
And it's so crazy. And people are probably like, why is she not leaving, or why is she still having contact? It's so hard.
Yeah.
To go from being with someone 24/7, we were never apart.
Right.
Like, yeah, I did have the baby. Yeah, he was gone. But even when he was gone, we're on the phone.
Right.
Like, we've always been like that.
Yeah.
So to go from that and then not have somebody, it's hard.
Yeah.
I almost want to cry because I think about it. Like, that was my best friend. Like, I really did think that our son was going to change us.
Right.
And I hoped, because I wanted that. I wanted a fairy tale ending. I wanted a family. I wanted to give him everything in the world, and I still do.
Yeah.
But that's not it.
Yeah. It's because with abuse, the cycle of abuse, the way your brain works is when you're away from them, your brain is not going back and reflecting on the times he hit you. It's holding on to those moments that he got you an engagement ring, or he was loving towards you at the mall, or those are the times that your brain clings to and thinks like, I want to get back to that. How do I get back to that? And that's what people don't understand. You're not sitting there like reminiscing on all the bad times. It's like trying to cling to those little good times that they sprinkle throughout the abuse. And that's what makes it addictive and keeps you going back. So, with having CPS involved and you said a victim's advocate and things like that, do they offer services of like counseling for you and the kids, or is it just like?
So let's be honest. They don't.
Okay.
I've asked.
Yeah.
My son is acting out in school.
Yeah.
I'm asking. Like, there's days where I can't. I went Christmas shopping for him yesterday, and he decided to rip a paper off the wall. I got a call, and I had to go get him.
Yeah.
I can't. You can't. You know, like, I'm asking for it.
Right.
Yeah, there are classes that you can take through One Safe Place. That's what we're doing, but it has nothing really to do with domestic violence.
Yeah.
And he's been through a forensic interview, so I don't know. Do you know? So pretty much they take a kid and they sit him in a room and they ask him 150 questions about the abuse. He said nothing. So then that means he can't get counseling through that one service.
Which is probably traumatizing in itself to just sit there and question.
Oh,
them
yes.
For that yeah.
And I am going to shout someone out. Carter from Alliance to Kids is amazing. That's been our advocate. That has been my safe person, because when CPS is in your life, you are scared that someone else is going to take your kid. That has been my advocate. She helped me get my classes set up at One Safe Place. She helps me realize that things are not normal. She's been my go-to person to talk to, and she doesn't have to be.
Right.
She's just there to, like help me with the forensic interview, but no, she talks to me. She sat at One Safe Place with me for 2 hours while they did my intake.
Wow.
But we don't have a lot of people like that in our CPS, FBS, anything.
Yeah.
They don't offer the services. They want you to get better, but they're not offering it. They don't know what they're doing. They'll tell you you can get this, and then you get another worker and you can get that. They play the mind games. I've been told he has 5, 6, 7 CPS cases, multiple women.
Oh, wow.
Then they'll tell me things like trying to pin us against each other. They'll tell me to take my rights, take my custody from him. But then they'll be like, well, no, he can see the kid just as long as it's at the CPS center. So it's confusing.
Right.
They play a lot of mind games.
Yeah. So that's what I would like to eventually, like part of the website that I have, I would like to find local resources, and just because I don't feel like there are enough, definitely if there are resources out there or they're not widely known, you don't know what's out there, and it's such a hard situation to be in. Like you said, your mom helping you with the apartment, because if you didn't have that, then you're stuck, staying with that person. And I feel like a lot of women are in that situation. For me personally, if my mom wouldn't have helped me, I wouldn't have been able to get out. So I think that's the scenario a lot of times, that people are like, oh, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she leave? How? Like what?
Yeah.
Are you going to help pay the bills? Like what resources are out there?
100%. If my mom wouldn't have told me that night, April 9th, that I could come home, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I would have still been in that house.
Right.
I've slept outside of Walmart. I've been left at Olive Garden due to the abuse. Like, it's crazy. I've been through it all.
Right.
She wasn't willing to help me at that point.
Yeah.
Until she realized that I'm ready to help.
Yeah.
Even though I did go back, she questions that. But for the people that are like we both said, if you've never been in that situation, it's very hard to understand why we go back.
Yeah. I think I've said it before on here. I think statistically it's like 7 times.
Yes.
The average is 7 times of trying to leave and getting pulled back in. And it wasn't until I was meeting with a counselor for me, and she showed me this like a picture of the cycle of abuse. And it was like, the abuse happens, and then they make promises, and you're in the honeymoon stage for a couple months, and you think everything's going to be good. And then the abuse happens, and then they apologize, and then you're good. And so I was like, oh, wow, like this is out of a textbook, and this is literally describing what I'm going through. And so that's why that cycle, it makes it hard to get off that loop once you're in there. And I think that people don't understand that unless you've been in that type of relationship, that it's not just you wake up after the very first time that it happens and are like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I don't think I realized so at One Safe Place you get an advocate, and they like ask you questions and they tally it up to figure out what is your rate of dying.
Yeah.
When she and I got the executive president that day, like of the company, and so she's like this like goofy hard ass, and when she came in, she was like, "You're at the highest level of homicide," and I realized he's not gonna stop until one of us is dead.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
Right.
This is not love. He's never loved me, but he's not gonna stop. This kid is not gonna stop him. The other kids are not going to stop him. He's going to kill someone.
Right.
And that's when I realized, when she came back and told me that. And then like they have the circle where it shows all the abuse. And it shows like, okay, how many traits does your partner have?
Yeah.
My partner had all.
Yeah. Was it like a scale that was like, if they do strangulation, that's a higher rating.
Yes.
If you've been the breadwinner before, then they're like jealous of that. Like, I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
But because he had done the abuse so much while I was pregnant.
Checked all those boxes.
Yes, it checked them all.
Yeah.
The only box I couldn't check, well, because I lied. Well, we didn't have a gun at the point, was we had a gun at the house. If I would have had that, I would have got all of them right.
Yeah.
To be the highest of a homicide.
Right.
I'm lucky that nothing happened to my child.
Yeah.
And while I was pregnant, like she's told me, there's people that have been abused so much that it's cut oxygen off to their child.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Yeah. But those type of tools, that's why I'm like, I wish there was, or I need to work on, I guess, trying to collect and gather what resources are out there, because things like that, seeing it on paper and having somebody tell you, if you stay, you're going to die. Like, this is your future. And that helps to start making that disconnection from them. Like, man, I love them more than anything, but not more than my life, not more than my child's life.
So it clicked when she said that, and then she brought up like him strangling me the day before. I thought that was wrong with baby boy. That's why he wasn't breathing.
Oh, man.
So that's when it clicked.
Yeah.
I did this.
Yeah.
I can't do this again.
Yeah.
My baby boy has to be held by me 24/7. And my mom has stated, like, it's because of the abuse. He felt all that.
Oh, man.
You know, and it's sad. It's sad and it's sick that someone can be like that, and that even to be in jail, they have no resources for help either.
Right.
Like, if you see someone and they're continuing doing it, they can come home in 2-3 years. Right. They don't get bonds. Right. Luckily, North Richland Hills was not playing. He has no bond for the continuous family violence, and everything else is at $15,000.
Oh, wow.
That's his 10%.
Yeah.
And if they put the bond in for the continuous family violence, that's another $15,000. And his mom needs to put 2 houses up.
Oh, wow.
So he's not coming home.
Yeah.
Lawyer or not, he's not coming home. And then they try to pressure you to sign an affidavit, a non-prosecution affidavit. So you can do that in the state of Texas. You can sign a paper saying, I don't want to press charges.
And then they would let him out?
So the state of Texas can pick up the charges.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty much like, the way the lawyer explained it to me is they can't use the door, the cam, or anything I said.
Oh. Wow.
Like, they really, like, these people really, like, prey on people and really try to take everything from you.
Yeah. Wow. That's why, like, there has to be change.
Yes.
I think it starts with doing this, sharing your story, having awareness of, if this happens, there's going to be a woman that hears your story and it's like, oh man, she's telling my life, because I feel like there's so many women in similar situations.
Oh no, there is. Like I said, on that Facebook group, there's people daily, and I reach out. I've been there.
Yeah.
If my best friend, I watched it when she went through the abuse. Right. I'm who she called when he broke her arm. Yeah. I went to the house and slept with her. Yeah. I had seen it. I had been through it already. My other son's father had done it. But for him, it was just so deep.
Right.
And it was just like a roller coaster. Yeah. And they need resources. People need resources. And they also need to feel like they're not at wrong for staying. Like, yes, we want you to leave. Yes, of course, leave. But it's okay. And it's not your fault. Yeah. And to just take, I'm in a CPS group on Facebook, and they take kids away for everything. That's another reason. They're not going to call if you're going to threaten to take their kids away. Right. I'm not going to speak to you if you threaten to take my kids away. Yeah. Why am I going to tell you about the abuse if you've already tried to take my kids? You've already done what I wouldn't want you to. Right. You don't speak on it.
What you fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I even told them nothing happened. Yeah. Because I don't want you to take my kids. Right. How do you take a 2-week-old away from his mom?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Was there anything like right now? He's locked up.
He's still incarcerated.
Right now,
yes.
And there's no like prediction of when he gets out or anything?
No, they just indicted him.
Okay.
So he's got indicted on all 4 charges. Okay. The last I've heard is Richland Hills like tallied up some days that don't make sense, are not in the timeline, but they needed that probably for whatever. There's 4 or 5, and all those are felonies.
Oh wow!
So I mean, we're looking at a long time.
Yeah.
He's hoping to get probation.
Yeah.
Hoping charges fall off, but we won't know until we start the court process.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you are able just to continue on the path that you're on of, being strong and taking care of you and your children, and whatever help or resources are out there, because I know it's hard, and I know that, you've been a support system for him for so long that he's reaching out for you, wanting that support too. So I'm glad you have your mom. I hope that your best friend and people are able to continue to support you along the journey, and you see more and more like it's not normal and it's not okay, and you don't have to live that way, and you deserve peace and you deserve love, and you deserve someone who is not what he
Yeah,
is.
no, I think, and to anyone that's listening, you deserve better.
Yeah.
It's so much better than what it is. And if you don't do it for yourself, do it for the kids so that you break that cycle so that they're not the exact same way. They don't have to see that because it hurts them to see their mom or whoever going through that abuse.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a great message of breaking that cycle, because a lot of times it is generational and we just repeat that cycle. Well, is there anything that you would add before we wrap up here? Anything any advice or anything that you would tell someone that's in your similar situation?
I think I would just say, you see the red flags and you think that it's not going to happen, or you think the taking of the phone or dictating who you see is not going to lead to the abuse. That is all forms of abuse. If you are able to get out safely, get out, and always make sure you have a plan, a safe plan. And certain people know they have codes that you can do. Like my mom and my son, if there's a black heart getting sent, she's calling 911.
Yeah.
Have that with your family. Don't hide.
Yeah.
Don't hide the abuse. Let them know, because someone knowing will save your life.
That's huge. Yeah.
If my mom or someone didn't know, I would still be hiding in that house.
Right.
Now with a 2-month-old.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that your kids should see the abuse. I'm not saying that. Unfortunately, my son did. Yeah. But that saved my life also.
Right.
Because he was able to tell things. And he was able to tell my mom when I wasn't around. So I just don't hide it. And also don't think that it's your fault. Yeah. Please do not think it's your fault. It is not your fault that this person is the way that they are. It is not your fault that he abuses you. He's not your fault that they emotionally abuse you, take your money, or do whatever form of abuse that they do. It is not your fault. You are good enough. You do deserve better. Like once you get out, you start realizing that that's not what you want, and you deserve so much more. I think that's a big thing. Just know that you don't deserve that.
Right.
Because you think that you do when you're in that moment.
Yeah, you accept it because they have you thinking that is what you deserve. That's how you deserve to be treated.
And just because you have kids, don't make that a reason not to leave.
Yeah.
There's things called Ministry for Justice and Legal Aid. Once they actually have a rap sheet of abuse, you can take your rights and their custody.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, you can. Unfortunately, I haven't done that just because they did hit him like back to back with charges. Yeah. So I didn't want to hit him when he was low already. Due to I don't want him to press anything on me.
Right.
So I'm just trying to, be as nice as possible.
Yeah.
I just think that, like, please just don't think you deserve it.
Yeah.
And then you reach out to people, even if it's a random person, reach out. People are more willing to help or speak to you than you'll ever think. Like when one of the abuse happened at Olive Garden, a lady looked at me, one of the servers, I had just been through this. I'm so proud of you for calling the police. Aww. So, do that. Make friends, read, do whatever you have to do about what's going on.
Yeah.
There's Safe Haven. There's One Safe Place. These people really will help you. They may not have, shelter for you at that moment, but they do have resources to help.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing your story. I think it's so powerful for you to share your story and to advocate for women and for children, and just sharing your experience. I know it's going to help. Somebody's going to hear that story and relate to it and be like, she got out, she made it out. She had the courage to share her story. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. I'm so glad I got to share. I do want to say one last thing.
Sure.
To my boys, if you're listening, I did this for you. Yeah. Mommy got out because you deserve so much more than what you've been through. And I'm so sorry that I did this, but you deserve so much. And I want you to know that y'all are the reason Mommy is going to fight. Mommy will fight to keep you every day. And I love both my boys very much. I just want them to know that because my son was so proud of me to share my story.
Aww.
And I just want to share that because
Yeah.
I want my boys to know that this is not normal, and they're the reason I left. If he would have never said, pack my kid, I wouldn't have called.
Yeah.
And I need them to know that they're the reason that I fight.
They gave you the strength.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, no, you're welcome.
I know they're going to be so proud.
Oh, no. Thank you so much.